I'm just here back to a new Simpsons video, and today we are back with yet another re-reviewing of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons, and this is a special one. This is an episode that I absolutely love. Like, one of my all-time, like, probably my top 10 slash top 5 favorite episodes of the show. And that is, of course, Homer BadMan. I just love this episode from start to finish. It is just pure comedy. And it starts with Bart dividing the cereal from marshmallows to the regular parts of the cereal. And Homer got tickets to this candy event, which, of course, he got from just digging from in these Krusty bars, and he wants Marge to go because apparently she's the one that can carry the most amount of candy. And they got a babysitter, which is Ashley Grant, which is a grad student, as for the kid's babysitter. And Homer and Marge attend the candy invention, and they see this super sour ball, and it's mysteriously gone, but Homer ate it. And like I said, the comedy in this episode is just pure. It's just absolutely genius, though. One of the best written episodes I have seen of The Simpsons as well. And Homer sees this rare gummy, a gummy Venus de Milo. And, of course, he wants it. So Marge has to make a distraction, but all of the candy from the jacket comes out, and Homer busts the glass, surprisingly not even hurting his arm too. Like, no blood is showing from pretty much just breaking the glass with his fist. And yeah, he uses some soda and some of these pop candy and makes this terrorist explosion. And I'm going to get back to this because it's quite funny, though. It is quite funny. Going back to it in a second. When they get home, he realizes that the Venus Gummy de Malo is not in there, but he's got to take the babysitter home. Which, yeah, he has this funny chat with the babysitter, and then he sees the Venus Gummy de Milo stuck on the grad student's pants on her butt, and just the way it looks when he grabs it and when she looks at Homer, just the way it looks is hilarious. I just love it. And the next day, again, the kids are still eating their candy, and we see this mob led by the grad student, and of course she's mad at Homer because the way that he grabbed her butt in the car, sexually harassed her, and he's again trying to say that he was just trying to grab a Venus Gummy de Malo that got stuck to her butt. But of course they don't believe it. They're saying that's one of the oldest excuses on the book. But you know what's funny though? Again, going back to the whole candy convention, you know, Homer just caused a whole explosion to go on, and nobody ever mentions it again in this episode. It's not on the news. Nobody mentions it after. Like, Homer caused an explosion at the candy convention, and nobody even mentions it in the episode. This is just funny. And Homer's trying to say that he's a decent man. Yeah, decent for sure. And Bart is saying, why would anyone want to touch a girl's butt? That's where cooties come from. I mean, he's not wrong with that. I mean, guys can't control themselves with those situations when it comes to touching or looking as well. I mean, that's how they're made, though. And yeah, we see that these protesters are just making camp outside too, and just interfering with Homer's work as well, and just day-to-day life. And Marge tried to do something, but she couldn't do anything. And then Homer gets a call from this man, Godfrey Jones, from this channel called Rock Bottom, and he sees the whole situation, and it seems like Homer's going to get some help. And yeah, he does this talk, and when they come to the actual show, we see this funny thing about Homer and them editing it, making him seem like he's saying, "Her sweet, sweet, sweet can." Just again, you can tell if that is editing, and of course, how funny it is, of course. And Homer is like, "Kids, Marge, everything's gonna be just fine. Now go upstairs and pack your bags. We're gonna start a new life under the sea." And they start singing "Under the Sea" from Little Mermaid. And Marge is trying to tell Homer maybe all of this will pass on over. Yeah, not likely, because helicopters and news vans come and take a picture of Homer when he's just getting out of the shower, and the news is believing that it's some kind of machine that's going to give him sexual powers. And just all these different things with women talking, like this girl is saying, "I don't know Homer Simpson, I never came in contact," and she's just crying, and the girl hosting saying, "That's okay, your tears speak the truth than anything, any evidence." And even this sort of remake of the events that happened, and it's just so funny. And the girl in there saying that, "No, Homer Simpson, that's sexual harassment. If you do it, I'm going to scream so loud that the cows will go home." And he's like, "Oh, the man at the White House? The man at the White House? Not likely." And yeah, even Channel 6 News is, of course, showing the top of the Simpsons home, even thinking that this chicken that is in the oven is Homer. You know, him getting more sexual powers. And so's the polls as well. And yeah, the not guilty is very low. And it seems like Homer's closest friends, like Moe, Barney, Lenny, Dr. Hibbert, and Apu is about to defend him. But no, they end up doing bets. And even his own family start to go against thinking that of his innocence. And yeah, the kids hug the TV as well. And Homer's just watching TV, and the kids actually got an idea of how to prove his innocence. Which, yeah, he does this speech, and him saying that sexually harassing women is something that he would not do. And yeah, it seems like it did not work. And groundskeeper Willie comes, and apparently he's pretty much been a stalker himself by going behind bushes and filming people. And yeah, we see the whole incident, which pretty much clears Homer's innocence, and they show it to the people at the university, and they all forgive Homer. Even Rock Bottom also corrects their mistake. And then we see we just say how they're talking about Willie, groundskeeper Willie, and Homer is hugging the TV, saying, "Let's don't ever fight again." And apparently Homer did also say that, "Yeah, I didn't learn a thing about this whole thing." But again, this episode is pure gold. Pure comedy. This shows how great you can make an episode of a cartoon. But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments below. Get you next one.